All right, so we're going to talk about pressure washing today. We're going to show you how to prepare for pressure washing, things to watch out for while you're pressure washing, and issues to avoid, and we'll show you why. All right, one of the areas of concerns that we tend to have issues with are the front doors. Front doors do leak, although they may look sealed and closed. They typically are drafty and let moisture in when applied to the door. So we're going to show you how to avoid that. The first and best way would be to mask the complete door by avoiding putting tape on the door. So you can apply to the brick and cover with plastic, or you can use more delicate tape like blue and cover just the weather stripping. The difference between the two, if you're covering the complete door, is if you're not painting the door at all. Covering just the leaking areas is if we were going to paint the door, so we need to clean the door. So I'll show you those now. Option 2 is to cover anywhere that water could get in. We don't want to use duct tape in this case because it can damage the paint. I typically use the blue tape. If it doesn't hold up that well or stick that well, that's okay. We're just trying to mitigate the water from shooting straight through the crack of the door. So I'll show you that now. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you don't tape the door. So garage vents are one of the most commonly overlooked places when pressure washing. You don't know what's inside that garage, and until you know, you can't wash without covering. So if they are dirty on the outside, we prefer to cover them from the inside, needing access. And if they aren't dirty, you can cover from the outside as well. Now, when we cover them, we're gonna need to clean them after the fact. So, but for now, I'm just gonna talk about covering them. Okay, so the easiest way to cover the vents on the inside, if they're set up like this with a little sill, is to just stuff it with rags. There's gonna be moisture, it's gonna collect that water, and it's gonna protect it plenty from a pressure wash. Now you can leave that there once you're done washing, and when you're spraying paint, that'll collect the paint as well, and then take them out when you're done. Okay, so the other option is to just mask it. Obviously check to make sure no moisture came in, as this isn't waterproof, we're gonna collect the water, but it's also gonna protect from the paint when you do get to the painting portion. So you can just apply this up there. So now I'm going to show you what happens if we are to pressure wash without covering the vents. And while you're watching that, note what may be in that garage. Now, maybe there's nothing that gets completely destroyed in this garage, but you don't know what's inside that garage until you take a look. So whether it's person's irreplaceable items like family photos from years and years ago, or whether it's a $100,000 Mercedes or thing of that sort that we can't afford to replace. We're going to look at is another vent, but it happens to be an attic vent. Now, most attic vents you think go into insulation, and that's not always the case. So we're going to show you some attic vents, and I'm going to show you what's up there. And until you know what's inside that attic, you should assume that there's something that you cannot get wet. Okay, so now we're inside the attic. You can see that the vents are right there, and any water that you send through is coming straight inside the home. This is maybe an attic, but there's a lot of belongings that these people don't want wet. So if you look around, you can see soft goods, baby items, maybe using again or giving away, you know, files, paper goods, and things of that sort. So we're not in the business of destroying anything, so please protect it. Prepare the yard to be ready to be pressure washed. So we're going to move furniture out of the way that we can. Other furniture that can't be moved we will cover with plastic, and all the personal belongings will be moved out of the way where a customer specifies. Okay, so this is not a good spot to put your furniture. The sprinklers may go on and destroy the furniture. The furniture itself may destroy the grass. So let's always make sure that we find hard surfaces to place the furniture onto, and be respectful of what you're doing as if it's your own. Before sanding or washing is covering the pool. As much as you think that you're not going to be landing anything into the pool, the paint chips and the dust that comes off that patio cover off the fascia board can clog the filter in the pool. We will get a bill later. So make sure you cover the entire pool with plastic, and I'm not going to show you that today, but make sure that you do that. Okay, so now we're going to look at single pane windows. So older windows are going to tend to leak, single pane or wood. So ask your customers, do your windows leak when it rains? Now remember that we're applying more water to a window than it would be even a heavy storm. So we can do a few things. Number one is while you're washing it, we want to wash around it and then back off and lightly rinse the water down. Now during that time, you're going to want to look through the window and monitor to make sure that you did not put any water inside. Before that, we can ask the customer to roll up towels and put them on the windowsill, especially if they believe that the windows may leak. And lastly, if they do know that they leak, do the same as the front door or the vents. Cover the window, cover the seals to the window. And we will show you now what it looks like when you wash a window from the inside view. Okay, so now you guys have seen how damaging pressure washing can be to a home. This is just a few of the ways. So be cautious as you are preparing to pressure wash and as you are pressure washing. Avoid damage in all cases possible, and make sure you start each job out by preparing a house to be pressure washed. Thanks for listening, and more videos on the way soon.
Monday at 8, 7 Central on our network TV.